While most Marvel movies focus on our heroes coming out on top, there are some villains who've managed to achieve their goals, whether it's conquering the universe, destroying the Avengers, or causing massive chaos. From the iconic Thanos to lesser-known but equally dangerous foes, we'll be diving into the villains who scored big victories in the MCU. So, get ready for some shocking moments and unexpected wins. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Marvel content. Let's get started. 10. Mysterio. Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, is one of the MCU's most successful villains despite being defeated physically. His victory lies in his ability to manipulate the truth and control public perception using advanced technology to create the illusion of a hero. Mysterio's carefully orchestrated plan begins when he manipulates Peter Parker into trusting him and using his own inventions to create the appearance of monstrous threats across Europe. These elementals are in fact holograms generated by drones, forming a fake narrative where Mysterio emerges as a savior. His brilliance is in convincing Peter and others, including Nick Fury, of his legitimacy while hiding his true motives. The real victory for Mysterio comes after he frames Spider-Man for his death, ensuring that Peter Parker's secret identity as Spider-Man is revealed to the world. This betrayal, built on a foundation of illusions and misdirection, has lasting repercussions, setting up future chaos in the Spider-Man universe. Mysterio's impact extends beyond his physical death at the hands of his own drones. The public revelation of Spider-Man's identity puts Peter in immediate danger, leading directly into the events of Spider-Man: No Way Home. His manipulation of the media, combined with his ability to create convincing false narratives, underscores the power of propaganda and the impact of perception over reality. Though his direct defeat came at Spider-Man's hands, the seeds of chaos he planted continue to resonate throughout the MCU. Mysterio's victory, through deception and psychological warfare, proves the devastating consequences of manipulation in the digital age, making him one of the MCU's most potent and strategic villains. 9. Introduced in Loki Season 1, He Who Remains, played by Jonathan Majors, is one of the rare MCU villains who achieved victory on his own terms. He is revealed as the creator of the TVA, Time Variance Authority, which monitors and protects the sacred timeline to prevent the chaos of a multiversal war. His grand plan involved ensuring that only one version of reality existed, keeping his dangerous variants, like Kang the Conqueror, from emerging. However, despite his eventual death at the hands of Sylvie, his plan succeeded in ways he had foreseen. By killing him, Sylvie inadvertently unleashed the multiverse, which allowed the rise of even more dangerous versions of He Who Remains, particularly Kang. This event set the stage for the MCU's multiverse saga, signaling the beginning of a new chaotic era where multiple timelines and realities coexist. While He Who Remains may not have survived his encounter with Sylvie, his careful orchestration of events ensured that his influence persisted. His death was not a defeat. Rather, it was part of the larger plan that would ultimately bring the multiverse to the forefront of the MCU's narrative. His legacy of control and instability within the multiverse became one of the most pivotal elements in shaping the future of the MCU, making him an essential figure whose actions reverberate far beyond his physical demise. 8. Killmonger. Killmonger from Black Panther is one of the few MCU villains who can be considered to have actually won, at least on a philosophical level. Eric Killmonger's ultimate goal was to overthrow the Wakandan monarchy and distribute its advanced technology and resources to oppressed people around the world, particularly people of African descent. Though he was defeated in battle and killed by T'Challa, his actions and philosophy changed Wakanda forever. By challenging the status quo and forcing T'Challa to confront the nation's isolationist policies, Killmonger catalyzed a shift in Wakanda's global role. T'Challa, deeply moved by Killmonger's ideals, ultimately opens Wakanda's borders, pledging to share its wealth and technology with the world. Killmonger's vision of global change and empowerment for marginalized people lives on in T'Challa's actions, making him a villain who succeeded in shaping the future even if he didn't live to see it. His tragic story, rooted in loss and rage, resonates as a call for justice that ultimately leaves a lasting legacy. 7. Mr. Fear. A villain from Marvel Comics, represents an antagonist who achieves significant success through his use of fear-inducing tactics, despite his repeated defeats. Different versions of Mr. Fear, including Larry Cranston and Alan Fagin, employed a fear gas to manipulate and incapacitate their enemies. Alan Fagin's primary goal was to exploit fear for blackmail and control, often facing off against Spider-Man. His most notable victory occurred when he used a fear gas on multiple heroes, including Hawkeye, incapacitating them long enough to achieve his goals. Although ultimately thwarted by Spider-Man and others, Mr. Fear's strategic use of psychological manipulation and fear, as well as his ability to recover from setbacks like being severely injured in prison, allowed him to return to menace the hero community multiple times, highlighting his resilient success in creating fear-based chaos. His manipulation of fear and repeated escapes made him a persistent threat and a villain who often achieved temporary victories despite not fully achieving ultimate power. 6. Gorr the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale, achieves a tragic yet deeply personal victory. Initially driven by grief after the death of his daughter, Gorr sets out to annihilate all gods, believing them to be selfish and unworthy of worship. His quest to destroy the gods leads him to eternity, a cosmic entity that can grant one wish. As Gorr nears his goal of using the wish to destroy all gods, Thor and Jane Foster intervene, urging him to choose love over vengeance. In a moment of clarity, Gorr decides to use his wish to resurrect his daughter, Love, instead of wiping out the gods. This decision marks his ultimate victory, as it fulfills his deepest desire, to see his daughter alive again, even though it costs him his life. In a bittersweet ending, Gorr's daughter, imbued with cosmic powers, is reborn and entrusted to Thor's care. While Gorr sacrifices himself, he ensures his daughter's safety, leaving behind a legacy of love over revenge. This tragic yet redemptive act reshapes Thor's life, forming a new bond between him and Love as they embark on future adventures together. 5. Vulture. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, the Vulture, portrayed by Michael Keaton, stands out as one of the MCU's most successful villains, particularly in how he achieves his goal of disrupting the established order. Adrian Toomes, a former salvage worker, starts out with noble intentions but becomes embittered after the government's intervention in a lucrative cleanup job. This sets him on the path of illegal weapons trading, using stolen alien technology to create advanced suits for his Vulture persona. His goal is to protect his family and maintain a livelihood, but his moral descent leads him to become a formidable antagonist to Spider-Man. Vulture's success in the film lies not just in his ability to manufacture dangerous weapons, but in his strategic manipulation of events. He cleverly discovers Peter Parker's secret identity and uses it to his advantage, even threatening his loved ones. What makes Vulture's victory significant is his ability to escape justice for a time, maintaining control over his operations despite the efforts of Spider-Man and Tony Stark. Ultimately, Toomes walks away free after the battle, his criminal empire largely intact, illustrating the success of his long-term plans. His ruthless approach and resourcefulness make him one of the few villains in the MCU who manages to truly win in both a tactical and personal sense. 4. Surtur. The villain, Surtur, an immense fire demon, ultimately achieves his goal, fulfilling the prophecy of Ragnarok and destroying Asgard. Initially imprisoned by Odin, Surtur is revived by Thor when it becomes apparent that Hela, the goddess of death, cannot be defeated without catastrophic destruction. Thor, Loki, and Valkyrie escape Asgard, and Thor orders the placement of Surtur's crown in the eternal flame, resurrecting him to unleash his fiery power. Surtur grows to colossal size and obliterates Asgard with his Twilight Sword, fulfilling his destiny as foretold. His final act is to drive the blade through the heart of Asgard, ending the realm and bringing about the predicted apocalypse, killing Hela in the process. Although he dies afterward as a result of this action, Surtur's victory is unmistakable, as he obliterates the very foundation of Asgard, achieving total destruction and the end of the Asgardian civilization. 3. Ultron, the AI villain from Avengers, Age of Ultron, 2015, achieved notable victories during his brief yet destructive rampage. Though he was ultimately defeated, his initial success lay in his ability to disrupt the Avengers' unity and nearly bring about Earth's destruction. Ultron created a powerful army of robots, took control of major global defense systems, and devised a plan to wipe out humanity by lifting a city into the sky and dropping it to cause extinction-level damage. Despite being stopped, his actions pushed the Avengers to their limits, leaving lasting consequences such as the Sokovia Accords, which divided the team. In What If, Ultron's victory is fully realized when he kills the Avengers and seizes the Infinity Stones, gaining godlike power and nearly bringing the multiverse to its knees. 2. Zemo. Baron Zemo, appearing in Captain America, Civil War, and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, stands out as a rare MCU villain who achieved significant success in his goals. In Civil War, Zemo's meticulously planned manipulation led to the collapse of the Avengers. By exposing Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier and causing friction between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, he orchestrated the division of the team, achieving his goal of destabilizing the Avengers, even without the need for superpowers or advanced weaponry. His deeper motivation was personal revenge against the Avengers for the death of his family during the Sokovia incident, something he fully accomplished, as it led to their greatest internal conflict. Despite being imprisoned by Black Panther at the end of Civil War, Zemo's influence did not fade. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Zemo's impact was further felt, as he manipulated Sam and Bucky, working with them to defeat the Flag Smashers, while also maintaining his philosophy that superpowered beings were dangerous. His actions, while not necessarily villainous in every sense, reflected a deeper commitment to his beliefs, making him a particularly successful villain within the MCU. Zemo's victories, through careful manipulation and psychological warfare, cemented his place as one of the most formidable and successful antagonists, even when physically powerless. 1. Thanos. Thanos is arguably the MCU villain who most notably won in his initial victory. In Avengers: Infinity War 2018, Thanos achieved his ultimate goal, collecting all 6 Infinity Stones and using them to erase half of all life in the universe. This victory devastated the Avengers and left the heroes powerless to undo the snap in that moment. His success was not only physical, but ideological. Thanos believed in a radical solution to overpopulation, and he eliminated any opposition to his vision. Despite his eventual defeat in Avengers: Endgame 2019, the consequences of his actions continue to affect the MCU, with the universe being forever changed. His victory, although short-lived, remains one of the most significant in MCU history, deeply impacting the characters and the narrative itself. And that's a wrap on our list of the top 10 MCU villains who actually won. It's always fun to see the bad guys come out on top, even if just for a moment, and these villains definitely made their mark on the MCU. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment below with your favorite villain victory, and subscribe for more awesome Marvel content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.